We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. As if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
With Jason Bermas.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
Good morning, everybody. It is Reality Rants. I am Jason Bermas. This is RedVoiceMedia.com. And out of the gates, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving Eve. And I'll tell you what's okay about Thanksgiving Eve at this point, even Thanksgiving, is this whole Black Friday craze. There really aren't many doorbusters, at least amongst the large-scale retailers. Because remember, it used to be midnight after Thanksgiving, and then people rolled it back even further, and then it was 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving. So a lot of people weren't even... This is all pre-COVID, by the way. But after COVID... And during COVID, it was like this long spell sale. And most of it you could get online anyway, right? I'm more for that. Okay, the door busting thing, you used to see those videos, people attacking each other over those deals. Yikes. No thanks. And then there's always Cyber Monday, but really, right now until Christmas, basically, there will be almost the same sales. There'll be some patches where things are more expensive or whatever. You might be able to get some things this week cheaper. But at the end of the day, not many people, unfortunately, have the scratch for that extra. Right? And look, I'll be the first one to admit that prices have come down on certain items. Okay? Eggs are back to like real world prices. And I'm very grateful for that because I enjoy eggs. I put eggs in a lot of things. I feed eggs to my dog. I don't feed my dog food. And by the way, not to get off on a rant here, it is Reality Rants, especially because the Sam Altman stuff is pretty super interesting when you see how they just reconstructed everything in less than a week in this weird... You're out, you're in, you're hired, you're fired. There's a new board, the board's out. It's an interesting thing. But as far as dog food, my dog has a shiny coat, and he's fit. I would just recommend, no matter what like level of, like, you're getting the blue dog food and all this other stuff. I don't know, man. They look like pellets to me. Little concentrate, no matter what you're buying. Now, I know there's the more gourmet wet stuff that looks a little better. Do it yourself. I'll give everybody my basic recipe right now for my dog. Rice is the base. Several eggs, 3 to 5, depending on how big the batch is that I whip up. Then just some vegetables. It depends on what I've got, like, extra lying around. Could be a mixed vegetable. Could be a broccoli. Could be a spinach. I like to get it green. Peas or green beans. Whatever. That's in there. And then usually ground beef. I've substituted with other meat before. Sometimes I'll throw potatoes in there. Sometimes beans will get thrown in there. He gets a lot of the leftovers too. But that as a base right there. I mean, do you think that your dog is getting more actual meat protein than my dog that's eating ground beef? No matter how minuscule it is. And it's not really that minuscule. Each batch, which lasts about 5 days, I'd say, you're getting at least a pound of ground beef in there. At least. Do you think that your animal's getting that? And one of the reasons I've done it is because, I've had dogs in the past. Every one of them got cancer. Everyone. Now, I get it. Dogs get older. The oldest one, my baby, Karma, I don't want to get too emotional here. She made it to about 13. But Jax, he developed cancer at 6. And a weird spinal cancer is what they found. Who knows? And then it looked like brain cancer for LJ at 10. I'm not doing that with this dog. I'd like to get 13 to 15 healthy years out of him. And he's fit, and like I said, looks great, feels great. It doesn't take that long. You're doing that, once every, like I said, 5 days or so. So it's I don't know, you do it 5 times a month, 6 times a month, big deal. Wow, 6 times a month. You cook some food that takes 30 minutes, so your dog lives longer. Anyway, Sam Altman. Why is this a big deal? Why am I covering it? Why is the lead story? Because something definitely just happened at OpenAI. And they had already had a partnership with Microsoft. But if you're following this, Altman gets ousted. He gets hired by Microsoft. Other people follow him. They get hired by Microsoft. All of a sudden, all these employees start talking about a revolt. And they feel like the board was hasty. Then board members come back and say, we shouldn't have done this. And now, as of this morning, Altman is back in. All right. It's not clear whether or not he'll get a seat at the board, but he's the CEO again. Really bizarre. He comes back in as the CEO of this company. But then you look at the new board that they formed of 3 people, and at least it appears to be 3. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's more than these 3. But Larry Summers, Mr. Bilderberg, and all around not so great guy is on that board. So I'm actually going to hit this clip. It explains it a little bit better than I did, but essentially everything I just said. And here we go.
What do these changes in terms of governance mean for OpenAI and the model going forward?
Yeah, I think we're still waiting to hear the answers to those questions. I think, this is only really a first step. So the old board's out. There's a completely new board. Sam Altman's back as CEO, but won't be a board member, at least for now. I think a lot of the press outlets are suggesting that this 3-person board will basically now look to vet candidates to expand it maybe up to 9. So there's a question mark there about whether Microsoft will get a board seat. Obviously, they've been lacking before. So I think that there's big governance changes in play. I think, obviously, historically, the governance has really protected the kind of AI safety and security aspects of being a responsible developer of this technology. I think there are some safeguards there to protect that going forward, but maybe there'll be a more integrated balance between the commercial interests and the kind of more societal interests they have at heart.
So, Matt, I guess the question is,
So there he is, Larry Summers. Pretty vile human being. I don't really know anything about Brett Taylor. I've heard of Salesforce. And Adam D'Angelo. I've heard of Quora, but I'm not quite sure what they do. He looks rather young. But again, these are the 3 board members now. See, there was that talk of expansion to 9, right? I don't know if you guys watch Silicon Valley, but I'm pretty sure that was Mike Judge as well. Mike Judge, pretty brilliant guy, and really, I think did an excellent job with that show to show kind of the absurdity of the whole thing. But These are players. AI is the real deal technology. The Bilderberg Group is managing a post-truth world. So who knows what this coup d'etat was?
There are going to be warring factions inside, so is it going to need and take some time for things to stabilize? And how significant is this move for Microsoft and its AI strategy?
Yeah, I mean, I think the composition of the board and what's gone on in the last few days suggests that actually the kind of direction of travel is now much more aligned. I think this is a board that's supportive of Sam Altman. Microsoft's clearly supportive of him too. So I think there's kind of less concern there. I think for Microsoft, this is a good outcome. I mean, I think they've positioned themselves incredibly well and done a great job of being very pragmatic about what's going on. So I think they've got a huge investment in this business, and it's kind of integral to all of their AI products they're rolling out. So I think the fact that they've got Sam Altman back in place is clearly a very strong relationship between Microsoft and Sam Altman. If they get a board seat as well, then I think they'll have kind of really locked down.
Oh, Microsoft's up. Microsoft's up. I could just never play the stock market with these companies. I couldn't do it. Don't get me wrong. The crypto market, Bitcoin is booming. That's for sure. It hit 43 again. It was at 37 yesterday. Let's do that one live. Let's see where that's at. Bitcoin price. Boom, 36.5. So it's gone down slightly. But as you can see, let's go the 5-day marker. There's the 37. Where was the 43 spike that I seen? It was reported on 43, but I guess that it's not quite there. That's 5 days. They're 1 week. I guess I can't look at it right here. This is just the Google thing. I know there are a lot of you crypto heads out there as well. I got a ton of other stories that I want to get into. Assange in Belmarsh. Assange trending. And one of the things that now is constantly trending, and it's hard not to trend, I guess, is the situation in the Middle East. The headlines that that we're here for a ceasefire now. I sure hope so. There's talk of hostages now being reunited. I know there's a little girl that was like a headline. And look, man, I just don't want any more death. I don't want to see an escalation. I'm trying to be pragmatic about the whole thing. Not in fantasy land, one way or the other, right? But then you got this Obama official. This is going viral. And this is something that I think is important to point out. First of all, there's 2 clips that are out there. This guy was a high-level national security guy. And he's down in New York, and he's basically harassing this dude that serves halal food. He's got like a food cart. And it's pretty wild. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, the dude's like taping him with his cell phone or whatever, but he doesn't care. We'll play the clips, and we'll let you guys decide.
What?
Go.
No. Muhammad was a child molester.
Go.
It says in the Hadith. Do you read the Hadith?
Go.
Do you read the Hadith?
I'm gonna call the police.
How old was Aisha when Muhammad married
It's not
her?
your business. Go.
No, I'm asking you.
Go.
She was 6, and then he tried to have sex with her when she was 9, and her hair fell out. It says that in your own holy book.
Go, please.
No. You go. You.
What's your name?
What's my name?
Yeah.
Muhammad.
Your name, Muhammad?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
What's your name?
It's not your business.
No, what's your name?
It's not your business.
You asked me. Now I gave you my answer. You give me
It's
your
not
answer.
your name.
What?
That's
Are you here legally?
Go.
Why should I go? It's a free country. It's not Egypt here.
Okay, I'm gonna call the police. Go.
He likes killing Jews, he said.
You're harassing.
Maybe I am harassing that guy. And look, man, again, I'm not here Quran thumping one way or the other. But look at that. My name is Muhammad. All right, so that's tame in comparison to him saying in the next one, okay, that killing 4,000 Palestinian children isn't enough. It's not enough. Oh, this one's got no audio. Come on, Twitter. We're going to have to find it right here. But again, he's trending. So, Obama official harass. Harass is halal. Let's see. Yeah, it's all over the place. I didn't have to spell anything right here. Right here. Here it is right here. He's an advisor, ex-White House advisor. Let's see if we can get the second video here. There he is right there. Sedowitz worked as a deputy director, senior political officer in the U.S. State Department Office of Israel and Palestinian Affairs. So he actually worked directly inside the conflict. And here it is right here. Let's see. Boom. 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 Let's see if we can bring it back. This is the second one.
Did you rape your daughter like Muhammad did? Did you rape your daughter like Muhammad?
I speak English.
You only speak English?
No English.
You don't speak English?
Yes.
All right. Well, that just shows how ignorant you are. Because your Muhammad was a rapist. It says in the Hadith, in your holy book.
Who Muhammad?
What?
Who Muhammad?
Muhammad, your prophet. You know who he is.
My prophet?
You support terrorism.
I'm not some
You
go.
support
I'm just
killing
working here.
children. You're a terrible person.
You kill children, not me.
What?
Go.
My kids? What about my kids?
You kill children, not me. Go.
I didn't kill children.
Okay, I see
You know
here.
what? If we killed 4,000 Palestinian kids, you know what? It wasn't enough.
We killed 4,000 Palestinian kids. It was. That's how we bring about peace and understanding and caring. Those are the kind of psychopaths we put in government. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. Let's thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. Back after this word from our sponsor.
Attention Americans, breaking news. Biden's dangerous plan for a digital dollar is underway. Don't be fooled. It won't benefit you. Take action now. The Federal Reserve phased deployment of FedNow began on July 1st, 2023. Be prepared. This may catch many off guard. Your hard-earned assets are in jeopardy. But there's a simple legal tax loophole to opt out of the digital dollar. Reach out to American Alternative Assets for a free wealth protection guide and discover how to safeguard your wealth with gold and silver IRAs against a failing dollar and volatile markets. Visit protectfrombiden.com. This invaluable guide provides precise steps to transfer your IRA or 401k into precious metals without any tax consequences. Be smart. Don't let Biden force you into using the government's new digital dollar. Visit protectfrombiden.com to get your free guide and get started. Again, that's protectfrombiden.com.
All right, thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. So it's also psychopaths like that think it's okay to torture Julian Assange or anybody. And here's the thing. You'll get left alone to a certain extent as long as you're not effective. The more effective you are, the quicker and harder they come after you. Period. And one of the reasons that Assange was kind of at the apex of effectiveness is there was no editorializing. There was his voice, sure, but there wasn't a website that was saying this or that or making commentary. There were the raw, in-your-face documents that at first the media didn't ignore. Later on, they absolutely did. I mean, you look at the OPCW and Syria in particular, and the vast majority, 99.9% of the mainstream media wouldn't touch it globally. It was all right there, right? So Assange is a huge issue now. We're one 30-minute hearing, an appeal hearing away for him being extradited to this country to face espionage charges. And again, I constantly have to make this reference to Trump because Now he's facing espionage charges, and he had the power then to put an end to all of it. And instead, he decided to be transactional about it and vindictive about it. And now the same people, essentially, that had this vendetta and smear campaign against Assange and now look like they're going to get what they want, did the same thing to Trump. So again, it's varying levels of effectiveness, right? You can say what you want about Alex Jones, and we had fun yesterday with the video game, and it was hilarious. And look, that thing is drawing mainstream attention to a lot of issues. Is it absolutely ridiculous? Yes. Yes. I don't believe Paul McCartney died 50 years ago. I don't believe Michelle Obama is a man. I heard this Ducks comment in it that I hadn't heard before, that the ducks of the park are free, and he has 550 ducks. Just take them. It's funny, it's goofy, but it brings people in. Well, whether or not he was right about Shady Hook, and I don't think he was right. I never went the crisis actor route, and you know, guys, how critical I am of the crisis actor thing. All around, not just Sandy Hook, but you know, we've done real things on that, and we think that Sandy Hook actually does deserve more investigation. We also believe all those kids died. See how that works? Hey, who holds that position? Or for the mainstream or the normies that don't question, I love the term normies that don't question, how many people understand that there is a position to take where you think dead kids, horrible event, possible accomplices, possible lies, okay? Who think, yeah, like seriously? Those aren't even in the same arena. So he gets one thing like pretty wrong, and maybe he should have lost a defamation case or two and paid out some kind of fine. Impossibly the hundreds of thousands, I think millions would have been absurd on any case. Even somebody like Parker, who was named directly or shown over and whatever. I'm not here to make the judgment on that. But like a reasonable sum, $1 billion. $1 billion in a case where he didn't really even have a jury trial. Just a jury to sit there and decide how guilty he was. Well, that's not right. That's clearly they're going after the guy. And Trump's the same way, man. Say what you want about him. Far from perfect. They'd much rather have Nikki Haley, this woman, free hat, the free hat woman. Okay, you leave my daughter's name out of your voice. Here's some fun. Here's some fun with Nikki Haley.
I love your hat. Thank you. One of your guys gave it to me for free. I love your hat. Thank you. One of your guys gave it to me for free.
That's what a joke that campaign is. I mean, in fact, I can't even believe that she's got 50 people there. You know, this is like the local Republican base. Now, the difference between her and, say, a Ramaswamy is, you know, Ramaswamy was just in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And look, maybe he pandered a little bit to Iowans in the mainstream media, but also we got a clip of somebody speaking to him in that forum, which was an actual packed house of people that wanted to hear what the guy had to say. Say what you want about Ramaswamy. A lot of what he says is spot on. So he was at the Iowa town hall. We're actually going to play this clip right now of him talking about being in Iowa. And again, is he pandering a little bit in the jacket in front of like the farm stuff? Maybe. Maybe, but I can tell you this, living here, you know, the questions that he says he got asked about CBDCs, no, we're talking about it here. And it's not just because I'm not a Republican. People are concerned. People that are politically aware are concerned. And the other thing is, even though I'm in the Quad Cities, you drive 15 minutes in any direction, and you could easily have the Ramaswamy backdrop that he does have in this clip right here.
You are crisscrossing the country. You're getting your message out. You're on, I believe, 3 events already in Iowa today. How's it going? What are you hearing from people on the ground? Is there excitement? What's the latest?
A lot of excitement on the ground. I think that we've been up to the fire code in the last couple of events. We had 6 events yesterday, 6 more today.
Wow.
One of the things that encourages me about being in Iowa is I get really strong questions from the people who are just on the ground, showing up at these town halls. I mean, earlier today and yesterday, multiple questions about central bank digital currencies, about the future of AI and AI policy. Absolutely. And multiple places. It's not just a one-off. And so in many cases, I get better questions even from the print media reporters that show up, better questions actually from the people who show up on the ground, the farmers, the everyday Iowans at these events. And so I think there's a reason why states like Iowa go first. There's no social media algorithms or TV screens distorting those in-person conversations. And one of the things we're seeing is many of the people coming to my events have never participated in a caucus or haven't done so in recent history. That's actually, I think, portends really well for us. And so we're on track to deliver what I think will be a real surprise in how we do here in Iowa. It's going to propel us to the rest of the race, and I feel very good about it.
And I don't think there's any reason that he won't come in a strong second to Trump. Listen, Trump has his whole shebango. I showed up to the restaurant I like to go to, the Treehouse, and the guy's a rock star. He is. But there's, in my mind, again, being here on the ground in Iowa, I don't know how he doesn't come in second. I really don't. Who wants Nikki Haley, who they are pushing and pushing? Thank you for the free hat. The 9-year-old kid is making you look like the stooge you are. And I'm sorry, man. I'm fine with a woman candidate or a woman president. I voted for one all the way back in 2008, 15 years ago. Okay? Just want to put that on the record. Because I thought Cynthia McKinney, was the best candidate. I didn't think it was even close. Okay? So I voted my heart. I don't like Cruella DeVille, white pantsuit, it's just something about it, dude. It just, the whole nine. Hillary Clinton scares me in her outfits. And I think rightfully so. She's frightening. As she is frightening as the witch on a stick that we defeated yesterday in Alex Jones's NWO Wars. No, definitely not. But, maybe. Maybe more because that's real. But that's her real persona. We came, we saw, he died. I'm glad Alex put that in there. I think that was a strong, strong move. So, Vivek right here takes on yet another mainstream media muppet that tries to go after Trump. And that's the other thing. While the other candidates can't wait to say, Donald Trump did, we need new blood. No, he actually defends Donald Trump in a context the others will not.
You are crisscrossing the country. You're getting
wrong
your
one.
message
Hold
out.
on.
You're on, I believe.
That language, they live like vermin. Do you believe that is, as your Republican colleague Chris Christie has said, neo-Nazi rhetoric?
This is a classic mainstream media move. Pick some individual phrase of Donald Trump, focus on literally that word without actually interrogating the substance of what's at issue.
The word was chosen for a reason.
We are in the middle of a cultural war in this country.
The word was chosen for a reason.
It's actually describing a series of behaviors. You have Antifa and other related groups that have been burning down cities for the last 3 years in this country.
Would you describe them as vermin?
Wildly violating the rule of law. We have an invasion on our southern border. We have millions of people crossing our southern border. Let's talk about the substance of why we have to recognize that we're not in ordinary times.
Would you use that language yourself?
The vocabulary of the vermin or not is not what's important. Well, I haven't used that language.
So
you can
would
look at my track record on the campaign trail. I talk about the issues. We all talk about them differently. But what I'm not going to do is play some game of focusing on some word that somebody else said without ignoring entirely the substance of what we're actually talking about. A border crisis of historic proportion. Economic stagnation we haven't seen in 50 years. A national identity crisis and a loss of national pride in the next generation that's potentially existential for this country. Let's talk about our dependence on China. Today we're actually talking about Xi Jinping, picking on Donald Trump's word vermin to talk about that status quo. You know what's vermin? What's running around San Francisco on a given day before Gavin Newsom cleaned it up on a dime to roll out the red carpet for Xi Jinping. If he could do that for Xi Jinping, he could have done it on an ordinary day, and yet we're here sitting talking not about the substance of that, but on one word that Donald Trump said in some speech in Miami. This is what's wrong with the mainstream media. Focus on the substance and let's have an actual policy debate.
Boom! Ramaswamy!
Rather than talking to a presidential candidate, instead of the policy substance of what's actually going on in the country, picking on some word that Donald Trump said on a certain day and asking me for comment on it, give me a break.
Oh, Ramaswamy. And you saw, listen, if you watch that, look at towards the end. She just keeps looking down. Look at her trying to keep a straight face, but at the end she's, I got to look down again. I'm going to look down. Yeah, no, you got scolded like a little child because you were acting like a child. Because it's childlike politics that the mainstream media has. I want to remind everybody that the second hour is over at rvmrumble.com. Now, usually on Wednesdays, I pull out a pre-recorded interview or an archive or a hodgepodge of deep dive videos. We're staying live today. My other gig I did the pre-records for. I'm off throughout the rest of the week, so we're doing 2 hours. I may actually get to your comments and questions if you want to get them in there. I don't know about that. We might do it in the last segment of the first hour, but we've got plenty more Ramaswamy to hit. We've got the pandemic treaty to talk about. And we've also got Trump in appeals court. We're going to do that next segment and just show you again how corrupt this system has outwardly become. Okay? Because that's the real huge concern.
When I invented MyPillow, my passion was to help each and every one of you. And 20 years later, all of your support is what keeps us going. Because of you, we've been able to create thousands of USA jobs and help millions get the best sleep ever. To thank you, my employees and I are bringing you a limited edition MyPillow. The Giza Elegance MyPillow is made with my patented adjustable fill, the most amazing cotton, and a 2-inch pipe gusset. It has 4 custom loft levels, machine washable and dryable, and you get my 60-day money-back guarantee and 10-year warranty.
Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get your limited edition 20th anniversary MyPillow queen size. Retails for $69.98, now only $19.98. That's right, get a queen size MyPillow for only $19.98.
From all of us here at MyPillow, thanks America!
And we are back. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. Couldn't do it without you guys. So I want to play this clip because as we talk about Trump, people have to realize, like, whether you like him or not, he is super duper. He was a rock star before. That's how he got elected. Okay? He's nowhere on social media anymore. I mean, unless you're ripping on him or it's something tame, you can't find it on social media. He's eliminated from the Facebook algorithm altogether, basically. Right? It's gone. You know, people individually talk, but you used to be able to watch him live at a rally. You used to be able to see him all the time. He's in court all the time. And unless you're posting something that says he's already guilty or he's a bigot or he said that, it ain't out there. And guess what? Twitter's just as bad. Go and try to find raw Trump video, no matter who you're following on the MAGA train. And my point is this. The guy is still super popular without even having the recourse of being able to speak to the people directly. And what he does have to speak to the people, because he's already built that huge base, Truth Social, all these echo chambers, Getter, blah, 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 blah. They're trying to gag him so he cannot defend himself against what I believe are totally and completely fraudulent charges. And you know he believes that. That's the other thing. Like, to act like Donald Trump is holding back, or is some kind of like, no, he knows. He's an agent of Putin. Those Putin people are the worst, man. They're the worst. So right now, a partial gag order has been lifted. All right, but they're trying to reinstitute it and, again, wage lawfare on the guy. So let's play this clip.
A federal appeals court yesterday heard arguments on whether to reinstitute a gag order on former President Donald Trump in his 2020 election obstruction case. They are weighing how to strike a balance between the gag order and protecting Trump's free speech rights and his ability to defend himself on the campaign trail. Scott McFarland was in the courtroom and joins us from Washington. Scott, good morning.
Now, look at this guy, Scott McFarland. Listen how he talks. Can you imagine if I came on air and I talked like, well, Kent, let me let you know about this. You can't get more fake and pathetic than the mainstream media. Look at that 2-bit haircut, dye job, pathetic striped tie. Yuckles.
Vlad, good morning to you. Based on what we heard in the room, the judges...
Based on what we heard in the room, the judges have decided that, here's the talking point. Trump could really hurt somebody. He could target the jurors.
What? No. Jack Smith is his political enemy. Anybody that doesn't have their head firmly up the ass of another knows this. So yeah, he should be able to say what he wants about Jack Smith. Jack Smith is a part of the Leviathan, the mechanisms that have waged lawfare against Trump.
Appear poised to uphold but potentially narrow the gag order in this case. The original order prohibits Trump from making public statements targeting the witnesses in the case, the court staff,
the witnesses in the case.
So again, you can't discuss your accusers. See what's happening in this country? Just like the Mackey case, where Mackey couldn't really face his accuser because his accuser was allowed to be an anonymous internet troll on the stand microchip. Okay? Donald Trump can't say anything about the witness. They're lying. He can't say the witnesses are lying. I mean, come on, man. In the words of Joe Biden, come on, man.
And relatives of the special counsel Jack Smith, too. In the courtroom, we heard the judges quickly interject as the special counsel's attorney argued that the gag order helps prevent threats and harassment of those involved with the case. And they quickly peppered Trump's lawyer with questions when he argued that the gag order limits Trump's First Amendment rights and his ability to campaign. But the judges spent much more time questioning Trump's lawyer. That was noticeable. One judge said the risk of harassment and threats only increases as we get closer to Trump's March trial date.
It only increases.
Again, who has Donald Trump hurt with his words? When did Donald Trump's words physically hurt anybody? I'm so sick of it, man. I mean, again, we have defamation laws for a reason. Otherwise, we're supposed to have free speech. Okay? And quite frankly, the mainstream media has gotten away with exuberant amounts of defamation against good people, Assange being one of them, for years. It's the norm. It's the norm. I mean, my God. All right. I want to go back to Vivek here. That's what I want to go to. He's a smart guy. Bill Maher has Donna Brazile and Adam Kinzinger on. Okay? Kinzinger, another horrible, you guys help! Crying like a baby. God, Kinzinger, what an awful human being he is. And they're sitting up there, and they're talking about Vivek and Ramaswamy, and they keep calling him Vivek. All right? By this point, everybody should know his name was or is Vivek. I made that mistake early on. I have corrected myself. It's Vivek like you eating cake. Vivek the snake. Get in there. And Mar just kind of looks at Brazil, who refuses to say his name right. And is like, this is a little bigoted. It's a little racist. And whether it's racist or not, it's completely and totally disrespectful. And it's purposely dismissive. So let's get to this Mar clip, because it is pretty darn golden. We got so many clips. They're tough to find. Where is it? Oh, Grush we're going to get into later too. He was on Rogan. The alien agenda. Where is it? Vivek. Where is it? Iowa Smart. No, we can't do that one. Where's Mar? There it is. Lays it down.
And Vivek needs to just shut the hell up and go home. I'm tired of it. And Vivek needs to just shut the hell up and go home. I'm tired of it.
We all hate Vivek. Okay.
We all hate Vivek.
Look at. We all hate Vivek. Look at that pudgy excuse of a slithering worm of a human.
Did you call him a slithering worm, Jason? That's some pretty serious
rhetoric. You guys held.
We all hate Vivek.
These people are pathetic. Look at. I don't know if Brazil's about to Hadouken on you. I mean, I don't know.
It's Vivek.
Well, whatever.
Not that I have...
Vivek.
Whatever. Would you say that about other ethnic?
I'm Donna. Vivek. Is it Vivek Ramaswamy? Ramaswamy?
Ramaswamy.
Thank you so much. I learn so much when I come on this show.
I know.
Vivek?
Vivek
needs to go home.
I agree.
I don't agree. I think he's kicking ass and taking names, and he's a threat to the establishment. That's just me.
I just feel like there's something wrong with everybody refusing to learn to say his name.
Vivek.
I just feel there's a little racism there. There's just a little... Okay.
Vivek, I'll say it.
Okay, all right.
Of course I will. I'm spineless. Vivek, I'll say it. We all hate Vivek. Look at, oh, God. Ugh.
It's like, I know we don't like him, but, just say his name right.
You're the first one I've ever heard say that.
I could be wrong. Maybe it's not Vivek.
Yeah, maybe
no, it is Vivek, because I heard him do a rap, and he said it rhymes with cake.
Okay, all right.
And this is what the CNN audience needs to know.
They damn well do, because they don't know much. And if they don't know the guy's name, they certainly don't know the guy's policies. It's Vivek, like cake. So here is a person at that town hall, or one of the town halls. Like I said, they did 4 of them in Iowa recently. And listen, again, I like how he doesn't cut the guy off. He lets him say his piece, and then he responds after the fact.
This is along the same lines of that. I kind of feel like the question that I hear the most, and by the way, we drove 12 hours round trip from Indiana to come over to get details that people say, oh, I'm listening to Vivek, and I want to hear the details. Well, I'm getting all the details today. And what I would say, Donald Trump seems to be the grenade we threw when we needed it. And now we have people running around trying to put this grenade back together. And it's just not the way that it works. But we've got a chance to see what Donald Trump was able to do. And I was a very big supporter of President Trump. We've got a chance to see that. And his policy, although great while we were in it, it is almost entirely gone. We see a product like Obama, how much I hate his policy, but it lasted all the way through the Trump presidency, and we're still dealing with it today. And for me, this is a message, this is an idea, this is a man who has the ability and the knowledge to have a lasting effect on our country and to do something that I really, truly don't believe that Donald Trump was able to bring. I went to the NRA convention in Indianapolis to see Donald Trump speak. I accidentally got to hear Vivek Ramaswamy speak. And I left there after the man set the whole building on fire. Everybody was there, was on their feet. And I was a believer when I left. I went there a Donald Trump fan. I left there a Vivek Ramaswamy fan. And I also left there with my 10-year-old daughter. And I said this morning. I told her when he walked up the stage, I said, that is a man who knows how to protect our freedoms. He knows how to do it. Not that we just need to do it, but he knows how to do it. And as a very devout Christian, I know that this man knows how to defend my religious freedom. And that means everything to me. I didn't vote for Donald Trump because I thought he was an exemplary Christian. I voted for him to begin because I thought he knew how to defend us. I think he did a fine job. It's time to pass the baton, and you're my man. Thank you.
Let me just say a word about this, because you know what? If I had come in 2016, maybe I'd made some of the same mistakes. But you got to learn from who came before you to build on that, okay? So I'll give you one example. Shutting down the deep state. How do you do it? You got to be willing to fire a majority. I think it's 75% of the federal bureaucrats. We still have a federal government by some measures are too big, okay? But that's the first step. Now, they told Trump you can't do this. Why? Because you have civil service protections. Read the law. The civil service rules only apply to individual employee firings. They do not apply to mass layoffs. Mass firings are absolutely what I am bringing to the D.C. bureaucracy. That's what it's going to take.
And I got to tell you, I like his idea where he slashes it by your Social Security number. It's brilliant, actually. And look, I like this. God is real. There are two genders. Human flourishing requires fossil fuels. Reverse racism is racism. An open border is no border. Parents determine the education of their children. The nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to man. Mankind, it says. Humankind, maybe. I don't know. And I'm not here to have the God debate, but I was actually thinking about that rather extensively last night. And I am a believer in what? Our God-given rights. And I'll get to that on the other side of this break. But I think that's a powerful clip. And I think that guy he was talking to was rather eloquent on how a lot of voters actually feel. Just throwing that out there. So, folks, we will be back for the final segment of the first hour after this word from our sponsor.
We interrupt today's programming to bring unfortunate news. Biden's dangerous plan for a digital dollar is underway. Don't be fooled. It won't benefit you. So take action now. The Federal Reserve's phased deployment of FedNow began on July 1st, 2023. Be prepared. This may catch many off guard and put your hard-earned assets in jeopardy. But here's the good news. There's a simple legal tax loophole to opt out of the digital dollar. Speak to someone at American Alternative Assets for a free wealth protection guide and discover how to safeguard your wealth with gold and silver IRAs against a failing dollar and volatile markets. Dial 833, the number 2 USA Gold. Yes, call now, 833-287-2465. This invaluable guide provides precise steps to transfer your IRA or 401k into precious metals without any tax consequences. Don't let Biden force you into using the government's new digital dollar. Call 833, the number 2 USA Gold. Yes, call now, 833-287-2465. Act swiftly, 833-287-2465.
And folks, I do want to remind you that you can go premium over at redvoicemedia.com/uncensored. The Kurt Metzger double, it's one interview. It's almost 2 hours, broken up into two parts. That's available this week. RVMgiveaway.com, RVMgiveaway.com. If you want to sign up, and you sign up for $1 for the first week, you use the promo code Jason. That's me, Jason. Promo code Jason, RVMgiveaway.com. The firearm behind me is that giveaway. So you Second Amendmenters out there, you firearms aficionados, that's what's up for grabs. Maybe that pushes you into the holiday season. I'd love for you to also lock it in for the entire year, get a $20 discount after that $1 trial period. And redvoicemedia.com/uncensored, redvoicemedia.com/uncensored is where you do that. and help support the broadcast, man. That's what we're doing here. And let's get into the God thing for a second, because again, I had this thought the other day. It's just so inherently important that you do not allow your domain, okay, to be overtaken by another individual human being as though they have maximum authority over everything in your life, or institution of any kind, whether that be religious or government. Period. Inherently, you have rights given to you by God, and everybody else does. And that's so damn important. Because once you don't have that, you have just really escalating and elevating forms of dehumanization. And when you have that, you have more authoritarianism, you have more dictatorships, okay? And you no longer have any semblance of a free humanity. Dangerous. Let's see what else we got before we get to the second hour. When we get to the second hour, as I said, we're going to talk a little bit more about that pandemic treaty. And I don't know, do we have more Vivek? I think that we may have most of Vivek. We're also going to talk a little DARPA, and the I word, which we can't really do here. We're going to also show you the video of that gentleman after he was acquitted of all the ridiculous charges in Calgary for daring to serve people pizza. That's right. Without papers, pizza. That's right. You didn't have to show him your papers. He served everybody. There's individual freedom and choice in this man. Imagine that. I know, it's kooky. Let's go to some of the questions and comments. Get them in. I'm not going to scroll all the way up, but we'll get there. Let's do it. I think we can do that. The chat's. Oh no, is that what? Oh, is that not taking it now? Of course, we'll do it live and we'll put you on there. I'll show you how the sausage is made. We'll do a little ad source desktop capture with a smart selection here, and we're gonna go right over to here. Let's go there. And we're going to try to make it nice and even. Boom. Look at that, guys. Look at how that happens. That's pretty good. Pretty good. It's where it needs to be. Now we'll just bring it on down. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. How about that? All right. Israel hires retired Jewish people, grandmas, and students to troll online. That's, what is that? One of the units. We went over that. It's not just Israel. First of all, yeah, does Israel do that? Sure. Do private companies do that? Yeah, sure. Did Media Matters do that? Yes. This guy sounds like a Fed. Which guy was sounding like a Fed? I don't know what you're talking about. If that was Trump, they'd say, are you talking about the news reporter with his ridiculous voice? If that was Trump, they'd say telling him to go home was xenophobic, etc. Fed. Still out of 400 million, this is the best we've got. When we talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, look, I mean, who's better up there right now? Am I a better man than that guy? I don't know that I first of all, I don't know his true heart and soul. I don't know what he's done in his private life. I don't know him as an individual. I know what he's projected. And I know that it's very difficult to even get on that stage, let alone be effective on that stage. It's not a cakewalk, everybody. Pretty tough. Okay? Just saying. Like pretty hardcore. It's the height of idiocy for a black woman to make fun of names. She's another Shania in disguise. I mean, I think it's ridiculous for anybody to make fun of names, right? That's the thing. But making fun of names, and it doesn't have to be ethnically involved, is funny. And I like humor, right? And look, was her response to Mara a little crass? Everybody laughed, though. Everybody had a laugh. But Vivek is coming. Let's see. Release the suppressed tech. Good luck. Yeah, we're going to play Grush. And Grush basically says he's 100% sure we're not alone in the universe. But then he goes, well, unless everybody's lying to me that I've talked to. Yeah, I would say most of them are lying to you or just totally ignorant of the fact. And how many of the people that have talked to you have any semblance of, saying, well, I actually met the aliens. I sat down with the aliens. We actually went to the galactic stars with the aliens. No. He's coming from the financial predator class, though. I mean, again, despite that, he's made his tax records the last 20 years public. Just saying, it's a big deal. Culture is not understood. We need to vote America culture. I think American culture is a lot of things, though. Let's see. Sorry, Katie Kane, I didn't see your post about the 7 bills spot on. The federal lawyer corrupted. End qualified immunity. A real solution, boycott treasury bonds. Afuera! 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 So that is a reference to the video we played earlier in the week with this new guy in Argentina. And again, whether or not he delivers, whether or not he's, as pro-freedom as he says, the rhetoric is there. And it shows that the people are fed up. Afuera! There's a few who address changing the culture, though. The game theory using memes, autonomy student. Old mimic memes. The role of politics is the manipulation and control of the people. What type of person wants to do that? I don't necessarily want to do that, Melody. But could I see myself in politics in the future because I feel like put up or shut up? Yeah. And Ramaswamy, I don't think, is somebody that got involved in politics to have power. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not a career he's not a Joe Biden, right? He's not that guy. He's not somebody that was in law. He's a lawyer. And then I'm going to become a politician because so many take that route because they realize how dirty they're going to be, right? Instead, made a lot of money. It's probably like, hey, man, I've made a lot of money, a lot of great business decisions. Country's messed up. World's messed up. Maybe I can do something about it. I mean, is that super narcissism? Maybe, but at the same time, at what point do you put the burden on your shoulders and say, well, at least I got to at least try. It's only one run at the title, one shot, one playthrough. Okay? Fake president, fake laws, and fake voting system. We are watered down way too much. Don't necessarily disagree with that comment. Let's see. Google deletes it if you type in the words fair tax. Let's see. Gotta fly, friends. Please enjoy your time. Hey, everybody, yeah, if you are flying, and you should be going to rvmrumble.com for the second hour. That's rvmrumble.com. But I do want to reiterate that I hope everybody has an amazing holiday, a delicious turkly-do, as much turkles as you can imagine. Like turk-a-lock, turk it up, turkins. And if you don't eat turkey, something else delicious. And again, I just hope you get to spend some quality time with the family. Let's see. Funny, she's the one that gave Hillary the debate answers. Yeah, no, Donna Brazile is heavily involved in the Democratic Party. That's why she's there. Let's see. Have a good Thanksgiving. We're all Thanksgiving it up. Afuera! Don't we need younger people running this country? I don't disagree, Brock. I don't disagree. Who's getting blocked? Who's doing this? I don't know what's going on there. Let's see. Let's see. Second hour. Unit 8200. Yeah, we talked about that really quick. Yahoo. Super cool seeing you and BJ together at Caged Aggression. Well, thank you. That was a super cool moment, right? Pretty lucky. Again, I live a blessed life. I really do. And I had a great time this past weekend with Kristan T. Harris over at Bellator in Chicago. just as a fan. And listen, here's the key to living your dreams. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? You keep working towards them. You're grateful and thankful when opportunities do arise. You seize on those opportunities, and you don't try to make it all about you. And what do I mean by that? Well, I get it. You got to have the driving force and do all this other stuff. But like, if it's all about this certain goal, okay, and you don't get there, is that crushing? Well, it depends on what the goal is. And I've already lived a bunch of my dreams, achieved a lot of my goals. I'm a beauty school dropout. You know, I'm a pizza guy, bartender. And I've made some pretty effective documentary films that are going to outlast me because I'm human, okay? And we all get one run, and that'll end. I actually am able to make a living doing this, which I think is important. That's amazing. And then I have a side gig in MMA. Wow. It is the law of attraction. It is pulling in positivity, but it's not just sitting on your arnis and hoping for it all to happen. It's, again, making it happen. We're going to hit one last break. We're going to come back just for a second over to YouTube so I can tell you RVM Rumble is the place to be for that second hour. Then we're doing that second hour. So last commercial break, and we will be back after this word from our sponsor.
If you're like me and you want to be prepared for the unexpected,
that's where the Wellness Company's emergency medical kit comes
over
in.
40% of Americans say that they would avoid a doctor or a hospital unless it was a catastrophic situation.
Medical emergency kits with...
The kit contains 8 potentially life-saving medications for you to keep on hand in the event of natural disasters, supply chain shortages, medical emergencies, or like an apocalyptic situation. These are the actual medications that you would need in the event of certain situations. So they've got emergency antibiotics, antivirals, antiparasitics.
Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share on the way out if you are on the way out. But you really want to go over to rvmrumble.com. Watch that live second hour with myself. We're going to be talking about the pandemic treaty, David Grush, aliens, Assange in Belmarsh, and so much more. You're not going to want to miss it.